Good morning, you too. As usual, I'm running behind. Running behind, ain't got nowhere to go, but I'm running behind. Gotta love it. Since y'all don't see me, I am outside throwing away some garbage. Since we have a mobile, I have a mobile command center. Can't stop walking's mobile command center. Let's see. Got really bad light in here, but let's see. Nah. Ah, dang it. Let's see here. Oh boy. Really bad lighting. Let's see. Hey Mike, what's going on, buddy? Um well, that's gonna look it's gonna be looking really stupid because you can't see me. Let me see. What if I go see if I come forward? Good morning, Jakes. If I come forward, yeah, there's really no lighting around here. There's really no lighting. Oh well. Good morning. Good morning. Well, what's going on is I don't pick up. See, I'm not on my regular route right now. I don't pick up till 2 o'clock this afternoon. So it's got my sleeping patterns way the heck off. Way the heck off. And my I my one of my weaknesses while driving the truck is driving into the night. I don't like to do it. I actually get tired when the sun goes down. So it's like a weird it's a weird situation. But hey, got to make that money. I might have to. My check's gonna be low this week. I might have to dip into some of my stocks and sell them because the bills keep coming. The bill man they ain't gonna stop. They ain't gonna stop asking for their money. So because I have a second small stock portfolio that I can dip into and sell some of that stuff to keep up. Um, because I don't like to ask my wife for money because I say, hey, could I borrow this and never give it back, and then now I'm in more trouble. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. Um, I spoke about it the other day, but I like talking about this young man, Keith Lee, because he's in his 20s, so he's a young man. Uh, to me, because I'm freaking 56. Um, This guy, he's not like your regular food critics. Your regular food critics is they, they talk about this and they talk about that, and it's really um it's not for the regular food eating person. And what do I mean by that? These food critics go to places that put a piece of meat about that big, a few dots, a few dots on the plate, and a quail egg, and some other strange name, and say, "Oh my gosh, this was delicious," and that plate cost about you know 150 to $200, or you'll get like one of those you'll get one of those you know you ever go into a restaurant and there's not a price on it's, it happened to me once. We got up. There's not a price for the food. It says market price or whatever. No, player. No, we out of here. We out of here. Sorry. Um, but he's for the regular schmegular, the regular schmegular guy. And when he likes something because he has specific taste buds, he has specific things. He's like, with certain things like certain types of texture, um, there's certain types of food that you would eat that someone else would gag at. We a lot of us, half of us were not grown up in the South, but our parents are from the South. And what I mean by that, hey, how you doing, Fr Humphrey? Because there was a great migration to the North, you know, years ago because of how we were as a people were treated in the South. But they brought that food to the North. Um, and certain things like hog maws, chitlins, and you know, my ex would tell a story about going into the kitchen and opening up a pot, and there was a hog head in there boiling with the eyeballs and everything staring right at you. I remember that. Chitlins, and and we all know what chitlins are, but the same thing is the casings for sausages and meats is the same. It's made from the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's not here to attack, but certain textures, certain types of mushrooms, certain types of uh, you know certain types of animal meats, and certain types of vegetables, people are I'm trying to get you a better camera. People are can have a gag reflex. And the guy tells this, and he's got 14 million subscribers. So when people watch his stuff, he gets a certain amount of money and he gives back. He gives back to downtrodden restaurants, people that, aren't making it. And, this one lady, the last go around, she screwed the pooch because he gave specific amounts of money. I need you take this and you charge people and give them free food, so they're paying for it. So you're getting that, she was getting that money plus $1,000 for you, and then I want $1,000 for the person that's doing the hair over here, and $1,000 for the guy that's cutting hair over here. Those people didn't get their money. So your business went under because the key flea effect goes both ways. When you don't do right, and people on YouTube, people on TikTok, people on Facebook, This is a powerful stage when you're top tier. We're on here. We're not top tier. I'm not top tier. I'm low on the totem pole. But one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people will get going and saying, "Yeah, I want to run a restaurant. I can cook." They believe that they can cook. Why do you believe you can cook? I'm gonna tell you a story and tell you how bad. I don't have great taste buds, but if I notice it, it's prevalent. There is a street in downtown Atlanta. Very I don't want to. I can't remember it right now, but there's a street in downtown Atlanta where they have a festival for where African Americans. And every time I come home, the wife is always wanting me to do stuff instead of me wanting to do either relax or me doing the yard work that I like doing. Can't stop walking but love mowing. That's what I like to do for my stress relief. But babe, we need to go downtown to this festival, and we need to go down and see. And don't get me wrong, I had fun. We were walking around. They blocked the street off, and they had barbecue places, barbecue tents all over the place, uh, food trucks, 4 or 5 food trucks. They've had them strategically placed, tents everywhere, people selling food. And I noticed. I said, okay, let's try this place. Came out real quick. So that told me that it was fried food. Came out real quick. They had it sitting under a lamp, thinking that they was going to get rushed, and it was stale. It had yeah, sweet almond. Thank you, F.R. Humphrey. It was stale, and all I tasted was guess what? And I'm laughing because I got some right here. This is all I tasted: Lowry seasoning salt on cold fish. On cold fried fish and fries, Lowry seasoning salt. Then we went to another. Excuse me for 1 second. I don't know why I have to. Every time I do like a video, I got to spit. Sorry, but and then we were walking for a while. Got other things. I like the shea butter. I like the way it smells and put it on. So we bought some shea butter. Got some candles. These are the businesses that we do. Shea butter. Different shades of shea butter. Selling candles, stuff that we get, sent from the islands, which is nothing wrong with that, and African stuff, and it was cool. I had fun. I had a good time. There was this rap group up the front, and then I said, "Let's try this spot." We tried another spot and bought something, and guess what? Once again, all I tasted was a lot of Lowry seasoning salt. And I spoke about it before. Because one of my passions is I want to get back into cooking because I used to be an avid cooking person. I just now I got into my lawn care and stuff like that. Um, I did go to culinary college, didn't last long because long story short, I defended my mother from getting her behind whooped years ago, and I had to stop. I also had I was a Navy cook on the submarine. The only reason that people thought I could cook is because when you followed the military recipes, it tasted like crap. So I was like, man, this needs some salt. This needs some pepper. This needs some garlic. This needs some oregano. And people like, man, he could cook. Which not really. I was just making that food. I was literally just making that food to taste, like making it taste like something. Oh man, this needs some chicken base. This needs a little bit of this. And I've always wanted to find me a book that could explain some of our basic seasoning, and two, learn about some of other seasonings that people use. What is dill used for? What is rosemary used for? What is we normally do salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. You know, and then throw some Lowry seasoning salt on it, and then now it's too salty because we've already put salt on it, or it's too salty because we've cooked it with something like pork. You know, we're good with, and I'm not downing anybody, but I'm trying to understand because a lot of the people um that are cooking now, is they say this is my grandmother's recipe. Well, I didn't have a relationship with either one of my grandmothers, and that's the sad part. I would have loved to been in that kitchen, but I don't think well, long story short, my grandmother's, my one, I didn't know until it was too late. So I didn't know if she could cook or not. Or the other, I knew the other one wasn't a good cook. But we have folks that, you know, they think just because you big doesn't mean that you can cook. You just like to eat food. Just because and a lot of times people don't want to hurt your feelings and say this tastes like this or this tastes like that. That's why, like I said, because people, well, you should open up your restaurant. You should open up this. No, I'm not, because I'm gonna fail. You need it. If I wanted to open up something, or have a truck, or a food truck, or whatever, I need someone that does not know me to critique my food. Because nine times out of 10, especially in this day and age, this is the day of Instagram. That food has to be on a plate, presentable. You just can't put those slop on there. Nobody's going to want to eat that. We have a lot of fusion, but you have to have something that is fused correctly so people will want to eat that. People, because a lot of people, 90% of what a person will like your food is the presentation. And I know this is different from other stuff that I talked about, but it's the God's honest truth. Now, I'm going I'm going to on the cruise in June. We're going to Jamaica, just for a short period of time. I want to go. I've said it on Urbans a lot of times. I want to go to uh, one of those shacks and get me some real jerk chicken that's cooked on a grill, that's cooked on a charcoal grill, that's the chicken is placed on the, I guess they're like pieces of bamboo or something, so they don't burn. I want to to go to a place like that and try real jerk chicken, not made by some Caucasian on a cruise ship, but real jerk chicken. Do you see what I'm saying? And I want to learn how to make that jerk sauce so that I could put it on chicken, and learn how to grill, and learn how to um, how to present it that the way that a native Jamaican would say this is how it's done. It's just like when do you know that Jamaican beef patties are just not made. You don't just they put it on a bun. They actually put Jamaican beef patties on bun. So that's bread with more bread. But I want to try that. I want to try native foods. I want to try different hot peppers and stuff and see what it actually what is this fool doing? Sorry guys, I was looking at a truck coming by. I want to learn native seasonings, native understandings about certain things. See, because we don't understand that a lot of the food that we eat wasn't and is not the top of the line food. We think we're good seafood eaters. Oh, I love seafood. No, all you love is crab legs and salmon. And half the time, the salmon that you're looking at has got parasites in it. Sorry, I hate to burst your bubble. And the crab legs are overpriced because it's very dangerous. Y'all know that the price of crab legs is going to go higher and higher because the scientists have found out that 1 billion crabs have disappeared out of Alaska. Isn't that crazy? So if they can't find them, the price is going to go up even more. But we will run stuff into the ground, especially in Atlanta. We got what do you call it? Oxtails. First of all, when's the last time you seen an ox in the United States? But we oxtail the crap out of everything. We got oxtail. They got oxtail pizza, an oxtail omelet, oxtail stir fry, oxtail egg rolls. Come on, guys. That's not. What are you doing? That originally was something because the slave master would not give us any other food, so we had to make something of it. Now that costs an arm and a leg to get oxtail. Don't get me wrong. I actually my wife cooks oxtail. It's pretty good, but you running it into the ground. We we'll take something like um I'd be begging my wife, man, babe, stop with the ham hock. You know what I'm saying? I got high blood pressure. She'll ham hock something to death and don't even eat the meat off of it. But that it'll it. Good morning, still in you. That we'll eat that meat. We'll boil it and put all that more salt into it. I said, babe, you can put less salt into something, and all they have to do is at the table know that okay, he's cooking with a whole lot less salt. Why? Because he's got high blood pressure. So if I cook with a whole lot less salt, I'm going to if I want it, I put it on the plate. And like I said, I'm if y'all look at that video, I mean not the video, the thumbnail. Those are T-bone steaks. And here's the funny part. This is before COVID. I used to get a whole loin, the T-bone loin, for 100, about 110 bucks. So I could get about like 10 or 11 steaks out of that daggone thing. But these ain't little small steaks because that bone It's hard to cut them thin. It's hard to cut them because you're manually doing it. It's hard to cut them thin. So this steak would be about that thick. Any man would kill. Any man would kill to have a steak that thick. And and I would buy them. I tried it first. I tried using a hacksaw to cut the bone, but now I have a sawzall just specifically just for that. And I wrap it up in a plastic bag and bleach it, and every time I use it, and the whole 9 yards. And we we don't realize because people hype us up that we're yo man, you're a good you man, you're the man, you're the man. No, half the time you're the man is because they're getting free food. They're not really saying, hey bro, you might want to tenderize that a little bit more. It's a little bit tough, or you might want to have, ease up on this or ease up on that just a bit. Because see, a lot of times, it, when you go heavy on the salt, especially in a gravy, especially in a soup, um, the next day it's intensified for the leftovers. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I try to tell my wife, babe, back up off the salt, back up off, and then read the ingredients on these other seasons that we buy. Like, oh my God, that season slap your mama. That's heavy, and that's heavy salted, heavy, heavy. There's a lot of seasons that are heavily salted, and then we don't realize it, and then we put basic salt, and then we go into another seasoning, a pre-made seasoning. It's got salt in it. We done added that. I'm like, oh, this, guess what? This needs some chicken base or beef base or this, and then we wonder why we got all that salt in it. And if you ever run into something like that, get you a raw potato. You can only do this for sauces, gravies and stuff like that. Put your raw potato in there and let that potato cook in there, and supposedly it's going to soak up all that salt. But like I was saying, back to the other story, in the Sweet Auburn Festival, every place that we went to, all I tasted was seasoning salt. And these people owned food trucks. These people had tents that were barbecuing, um, and they had, exactly, that were barbecuing and having, uh, you know, uh, what you thought was going to be something good. And then you wondered why, well, I didn't, because a regular food truck is going to cost you what, 20 or 30 grand? A barbecue equipment. I've been looking at this one smoker. I don't smoke much, but I want to learn how to smoke. The smoker that I really want is $1,300. So you invest in all of this stuff and you still don't pull any people. See, a lot of people will get mad at this guy Keith Lee because he said, "Look, I'm just giving you my opinion. You can still go and check these places out. If you look, any of you guys look at the Food Network and the Cooking Channel, which is both same thing. They become so stupid right now. It's unbelievably sad because they do food competitions instead of teaching you. They used to have Emerald on there. Good morning, Frugal Mom. They used to have Emerald Lagasse on there, and he would teach you how to cook something. They would teach you how to make something. Just got my notifications. Jesus. Um, See, the thing is, and like I said, a lot of us there's places that we can go. There's a place uh there's a place in Louisiana where I think they I think they closed down again, and they probably did because when we went, I wanted to go, and the fried chicken was unbelievable. The fried chicken was freaking believable, but the macaroni and cheese was bad. It tasted like it came out of a can. And y'all know that cheese sauce that you get, you know, you know, you know that ain't no good. But the fried chicken was off the chain, and the lima beans and the red beans and rice are off the chain. And what am I saying? We have to, if you want to be in the cooking industry, you have to be willing to adjust your taste buds to accommodate the people that want to see and want to eat from you. You have to be say, look, I need you to be frank with me. You know, you might hurt. Be honest. Say, look, you might hurt my feelings, but I need to hear it. I need to understand it. I need to understand what are you really saying. Is my food good or is it mediocre? Because mediocre food is good too. You know, guys, I cruise all the time. Cruise ship food is mediocre, but there's a whole lot of it. There's a whole freaking lot of it. There's only been a few times where I was like, "Oh my God, this is delicious." Good morning, Odin. Good morning, she. There's only been a few times where I said, "Oh my God, this is delicious." Like we're going on the Carnival Horizon. They have an Italian restaurant and an Asian restaurant in there that you go to at night. That's freaking delicious. And Guys Pig and Anchor. That's a not Guys Pig and Anchor, but Guys Burger Barn. That's a little bit above mediocre. It's a little bit above mediocre. Um, Shack's Chicken Shack. Now that was good. The fries were not they was so forth. And a lot of times we go to these restaurants just because of the name, just because of the person that owns the restaurant, and the food is really not that good. We go because it's it, it's like um y'all has any of y'all been to the Golden Corral? Remember when because I used to work at Shoney's. I used to be assistant manager. So you had the food bar, you all you can eat. And when the Golden Corral first came out, they had all this good different foods every day. It was delicious. Then because there was a whole lot of it. It was a whole lot of it. Now it fell off. We when 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 restaurants come into town, what they do is they hire a company. They hire a company to see what people want, what people are eating, what people are in for. It's the same thing with what you like. Say for example, I'm from Long Island, New York. The water, it's literally the water is different in New York City and Long Island, New York, than it is down in Atlanta, Georgia. So when you're cooking something like rice in that water, when you're making pizza. Exactly. That's a good example. Pizza. When you're making pizza and you're making the tomato sauce. I worked at a Ponderosa. I worked at a Ponderosa. Good morning, Phoebe. And you're making pizza. The difference in the flavor just because of the water is is unbelievable. The difference in what you grew up with compared to what you are living with now is it's totally night and day. I remember I took my wife to Long Island and we went to this place. It used to be excuse me, I keep on rubbing my nose. It used to be a drug infested area. It's not anymore. It's slightly gentrified. Um, it was a Chinese food takeout place. But what I ordered there when I was a teenager was pork fried rice and two fried pork chops. Something just as simple as that. And I remembered how freaking delicious that was. And when I went back to New York and me and my wife was there and I'm taking pictures and I was talking with the people back there and I said, do you remember so and so? Oh, that's my aunt. We took over the business. I said, look, I've been coming here since a teenager and this was delicious and oh my God. And I remember eating it and I was like, oh, I was in seventh heaven. And my wife was like, eh, it's okay. She was like, it's okay. And what I'm saying, that was a prime example. What you think is delicious, some people are gonna say, eh, it's okay. You have to come up and this is for foodies. I'm actually a foodie. You have to come up with something that you can switch that person from eh, it's okay to oh my God. Oh my God, what did you do? What did you do? And what I'm going to start, I'm going to be doing this summer after I, do my yard work or whatever. I'm going to get a notebook and I'm going to start writing down like basics, like just a basic hamburger. You guys don't know. I actually bought. It's not a big one, but it's a small size plugged up flat top grill. I'm gonna start doing some stuff in the near future and start writing it down what I did and then start experimenting for something basic as like a hamburger because you like eh see because my wife makes hamburgers but she makes I love her to death but she makes meatloaf burgers. Good morning, good morning. Who the heck wants it tastes like meatloaf. I want a freaking juicy, greasy hamburger. You know what I mean? And or something like that. And what I'm saying is, and I'm not trying to open up a business or nothing like that. But I'm trying to perfect, and I'm gonna be like, hey, taste this and be honest. Tell me what you really think even though it might hurt my feelings. See, a lot of times for you to get to the next level, if you're going to be cooking, if you're going to be you to get to the next level, I knew you're going to probably hurt my feelings, but I need you to tell me what do you really think? Is this okay? This okay? Or man, you're almost there. You're getting it. You're hitting it. Because see, a lot of us has grown up with different types of flavor profiles. You know, some of us are able to eat hotter things than the rest of us. You know, like Thai chilies and stuff like that, and habanero peppers. You know, habaneros and jalapenos and cooking with other stuff other than salt, pepper, garlic. Do you see what I'm saying? Other than salt, pepper, garlic, we've got a lot of people that are in here that grow vegetables, but we were brought up to cook the bejesus out of that vegetable. That the green beans wasn't done until it looked like a dark gray, and then it was boiled to death in a ham hock, or it was it or you know what I'm saying? This is just unbelievably. I don't understand that part. I don't understand. Like some squash and some, sauteed, some sliced, the yellow squash sliced and some sauteed onions and seasoned right. And I don't know. I'm just saying. Or cabbage, cabbage, cabbage that you've grown in your garden. I'd lose my mind if I grew some cabbage in my garden and I could cook that on a pan and saute that up. This is what I'm saying. Or spinach, or you know, butternut squash. If you cook butternut squash, you could actually add some cinnamon and sugar to that. It don't y'all get mad and say it tastes like sweet potato or pumpkin pie. I know everybody with sweet potato, but y'all be freaking out. But butternut squash can be made to be taste real close. Or spaghetti squash. We talk about low carb alternatives. You take cut the spaghetti squash and put some olive oil on it, some fresh garlic, and little pepper, and you don't have to put salt on it, and cut it in half. Take out the seeds. And my wife showed me this. Take out the seeds and bake that in the oven for 20 or 30 minutes. When it's done, you take it out and you take a fork and scrape the insides out, and it'll come out looking like spaghetti. It'll come out looking like spaghetti. And it's actually not half bad. It's actually not half bad. But see, we're so used to so set more ways. That's why I was so excited. I literally started crying because guys, I have a toxic family, but there's only a few people I deal with: my oldest sister and my oldest brother. Hold up, somebody just sent me a message. Oh, that's Charles. Sorry, guys. I thought I was like, the volume's down or whatever. And what my sister was saying, because we're going all out. I'm actually going to sell some stock to pay for the car that we're driving down. We're renting a Suburban to drive down to Miami on June. I'm taking my son for his birthday on a cruise, and my sister's coming. So me and my son are going to be in one room, and my wife and my oldest sister is going to be in another room. And she says she's never been on a cruise ship. She's scared to death, and but she wants to. She says normally, and this is what I was saying with this whole conversation. Um. Oh, okay. I'll have to check your video out, Mike. What I'm saying with this whole conversation is, she says, look, I'm setting my ways of what I eat. Normally, I'll eat the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. But what I want to do is try some different types of food. I actually had sushi when I was on a cruise ship. Good morning, she. I actually had sushi when I was on a cruise ship. I mean, real sushi, not that the California roll, whatever. And I was scared to death, but it wasn't half bad. I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna give me a big old glob of fish meat, but no. But my sister was saying this. I want to try something different. I want to check something different out because I want to be a little adventurous. She said, I'm not doing like y'all do, like, zip lining across 1,000-foot valleys and stuff. See, but I want to do a little bit of adventure. Well, that's the main process of what I'm saying. I want to try new flavors, new things to say when I taste it, I want to go, wow, that's different. Who in here, who in the chat has ever had real Indian food? Because a lot of times, most of the time, it's vegetarian. A lot of that stuff honestly looks scary as heck. But there was a place in Colorado. I stopped and went in, and it had some Indian food. It was scary. It looked like, kind of looked like slop. But I tried it. It was okay. But I tried it. You know, when you have the other stuff that it has yogurt in it, or things like that. Be be adventurous. Give it a try. Give it a chance. Because see, this is the problem I have with vegans and vegetarians. If you hate meat that freaking much, why are you trying to make it taste like meat? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. If I'm gonna hate killing meat, I don't want to initiate something to make it taste like that. If I don't want you killing that animal, so slaughtering that animal, I don't want you. I'm not gonna make something to make it taste like that. To make it taste like chicken. I'm gonna make it taste like this. I'm gonna make it taste like that. See, when we do these businesses and we want to have a business, you got to do your homework. You got to do, just like when someone hires you, you got to do a background check. They do a background check. They want to know what they dealing with. If you're gonna open up a business, if you're gonna get some food, a food business, um, if you're gonna go out and cook on YouTube to grow your channel, do your homework. Make it look like something. It's called, the French word for that is called garmanger. To make it look, they make it look like something. When they put the little dots on there and they put the little bit of sauce on the top, they make it look like something. Make it look like something, because 9 times out of 10, when I see it, if it's appealing, I'll probably try it. But if it looks like you just threw it on that plate, I don't want it. I don't want it. If it's sitting and being warmed up, I don't want it. I don't want it. These are the things that it's just something that came to mind because we're always every one of us is looking for a different topic to talk about, a different thing to engage in. And I'm sorry, I'm sick of salads, but I do like vegetables. I would like a different type. If you're gonna make something, make a different type of vegetable soup. I like a different type of vegetable soup, a different type of vegetable medley, a sautéed, something that has some flavor to it, something that enhances my tongue, that makes me go, "Wow, I want some more of this. Wow, I want some more of this." Like I look at Mike, he'd be going like 15 different squashes and different types of squashes. I always go to the farmer's market. I'm scared to try some of that stuff. I look like big old giant roots or something. And you'd be like, what the heck is that? And people be putting it in the bag, and I'm like, I wonder what the heck that is. You know, plantains, yuca, fried yuca. I want to start trying some more stuff. So this year, I think that's could be a New Year's resolution to try. I'm really not into the weird meats and fish and stuff like that, but maybe different vegetables and go to the farmers market, do my homework and figure out, okay, what is this for? What is that for? What do they use that for? And do some homework and try it out and try something new. Just like my sister was saying, I want when I go on this cruise, I want to try some few different things, and I'm gonna show her different restaurants that we could try and see, so she could have a little bit of fun. And that, and like I said, I'm not dogging nobody out, and so if it came across that way, I apologize. But you know, just figure it out, learn, and adjust your taste buds, because if you find out and ask and get the real opinion on something, you might be the one. You just might be the one to find a new flavor profile. And when you just say, "Hey, try this," and people say, "No, no, give me your real opinion," because your loved ones are like, "Well, yeah, I got to be nice. I don't want to hurt her feelings. I don't want to hurt his feelings." But when you say, "Hey, just tell me for real, give me your honest critique," and then I can go back and work on it. That's gonna be my whole. That's gonna be my whole spew this summer when I get chances. I'm always doing something. Try this, try that. Let me know what you really think. So then when I come out and finally say, "Yeah, I can cook," and really mean it. A lot of times we fake the funk. We fake it till we make it. Stop faking till you make it. Put the work in. Do the work. You can do it just with anything else. Stop faking it till you make it. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down. Coming up next is Wellness with Frugal Mama. We talking about eating. She gonna explain about y'all exercising, moving them fat tummies. Yes, and I apologize. I had some pretzels last night, and I got to work on that. We got to get back on track. But we're working on it. We're working on eating healthy and living healthy. Exactly. Exactly. And oh, I didn't see you, Country Hustler. Hey, thanks for coming in. And you guys, y'all have a blessed day. And as always, if you don't think nobody loves you, know that I love you and God loves you too. Peace out. Deuces.